Hey, before you swipe, don't forget to keep it locked right here on Mums at the Table and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are going to be talking about keeping kids cool. What a perfect time to talk about it with the heat of Australia. We all need to know how to keep our kids cool without, you know, getting pneumonia or anything like that. Something drastic.
One of the times when my daughter was most distressed in her life was when it was 40 degrees over Christmas in South Australia,
Right.
and all I could do was sit in an air-conditioned room with her. It was horrendous. So keeping kids at a comfortable temperature, it can be a really fine balance to strike.
Yes.
A lot of parents think that, you know, if your child's hands or their feet feel cold, then maybe they're not at the right temperature. But a better gauge of that is actually having a feel of their tummy or of their back to see if that area of their body, if their core is at a comfortable temperature. And if they're okay there, then generally they're at a good temperature. Otherwise, you can use that as your gauge to warm them up a little, cool them down a little.
It's so interesting you say that, because I know a lot of mothers on our closed Facebook group on Mums at the Table actually talk about their kids' hands being cold or their feet being cold, but that is not the best place to check for your kids' temperature. So check
their
tummy.
core. Tummy and back is always a good place to check to see whether the child feels cool or warm or whether they're in the right zone.
Now, every mum gets drilled about swaddling their child. So how, as a mum, can we tell if there's too much layers on their child, or if we've swaddled too much, or they're overheating?
So babies aren't born with the same temperature regulation mechanisms as we are, so it's up to us as parents to figure out whether they are at the right temperature. A good little rule of thumb is that whatever you're wearing, plus one layer.
Okay.
So if it's a cool day and you're wearing a long sleeve or something, then you'd put them in a long sleeve suit and an extra layer on top of that.
Right.
If it's a warm day and you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt, then they probably don't need much more than that either.
Yeah, and I guess as mums, we're always worried about if our kids are too cool or too hot. With aircon, I mean, you know, in Australia it gets 30 plus.
Oh, yeah.
And how long should we keep our aircon on when we have children? Should we be sleeping in the aircon when it gets, you know, we get some really hot nights.
We get some mega hot nights, and being cool is a really important factor for being able to sleep properly as well. And so having the temperature around about 18 degrees overnight, certainly no more than 20 or so, is a good thing to have happen. Now, if you need a thermometer in your child's room to figure out where that temperature is, then that can be a useful thing as well. Just be really mindful that aircon, while it's fabulous in terms of keeping cool, can also be very drying for babies' noses and also babies' skin, so be mindful of that as well.
I think that helps also when it comes to our electricity bill. Check your AC, check your baby's core. Check the baby's core, not the hands, and make sure it's one more layer on top of whatever you would wear for your baby to keep them comfortable. So important. Thank you so much, Dr. Simone, for those tips, and I know us as mums will find that information really useful. Don't forget, subscribe to our Mums at the Table YouTube channel and keep it locked right here for this and more.